Okay, so today we are going to talk about the grammar topic modal. Okay, earlier we have discussed that what actually modals are, like what do they do in the sentence. Yeah, we also name them as auxiliary verbs. We also name them at times at helping verbs. But why we use them? Like what is their use in the sentence? Okay, what are they used for? Yeah, they are used for, yes, can I get the answer from Aryan?
Ma'am, they are used to express the speaker's mood.
Yes, absolutely right. So modals are basically used to express the mood of the action. Like what is the intention behind the main verb, the main action being done in the sentence. So modals are going to tell us the mood and intention of that action. And this is the main work of the modal, right? So to move ahead, let's see to it. So in this particular part, we are going to first talk about the definition of modal, what it is, the structure of the sentence, and how the modal is being fit in the structure of the sentence, and how it is being used. Now let's talk about the definition. As we have just discussed, a modal verb is a type of auxiliary verb that is used to indicate modality. That is, we get to know about the intention of the verb. It tells us that whether the action which is being done is the ability of the doer, is a permission being given, yeah, the person is telling us about any possibility, and so on, right? Now, the basic types of modals are, the main types of modals are can, may, will, shall, ought to, and must. And we have their past form, that is can will become could, may becomes might, will change to would, shall to should. Sometimes at the place of ought to, we use have to also, and we have must, right? These are the basic modals which we generally used in the daily life sentences. Now, let us talk about the structure of the sentence, that how the modal is being written. Now, generally, the three main structures, three main POS of the structure is, that is subject, main verb, and the complement, or you call it as the object of the sentence, right? So, where do we write modal? Yes, as you can see, we write modals just before the main verb, just before the main verb. Okay, like see, I go to sleep, right? So this is a complete sentence, I go to sleep. But if you're writing a modal here, I must go to sleep, I can go to sleep, I should go to sleep, and it will go on. So always in the structure of the sentence, modal is always written before the main verb of the sentence. Now let's talk about that what are the situations where we use these certain types of modals. So moving to the first type of modal, that is can. Now when do we use can? Can is first used to express the ability and possibility of anything. For example, they can control their own work, right? So can here is being used to express that they do have the ability to control, right? They have the ability to control their work. If we talk about the second use, we add not to can and it will become about the impossibility. We'll write about the impossibilities. I can control, I cannot control. I can write, I cannot write, right? So when you add not to it, the possibility will be changed to impossibility. Now, when we ask for a casual permission, now generally we ask permissions in two types, formal and informal. So generally can is also used to ask for an informal permission. Can I bring here? Can I take this? Can I borrow it? Fine. So it's an informal way of asking for permission. Now, can is also used for request. Can you help me? Okay. So this is again an informal part of request. But the basic or the broader level of use of can is ability and possibility. We have some more examples. Okay, let's see to it. She can speak French. So can here is expressing the ability of she. He can come in now. It's a permission being given to he. Can you lend me your pen, please? So it's a request of asking for a pen. Now moving to the past form of could, can is could. So again, it just goes the same way. It is used for permission, request, possibility, and future abilities. And this is where the past forms are used. For example, extreme rain could cause the river to flood the city. So we are talking about the possibilities which may occur in future. Okay, which may occur in future. John could run very fast when he was younger, or when we talk about the past. Okay. Now let's talk about the may. May is a magical modal. It is used for blessing, for permission, for slight possibilities, for a polite request, right? Like when you are asking for a permission, and specifically when the permission is formal, like you're asking for the permission from the someone who is elder to you, from your teacher, then we call it as, or we use may, like may I come in? Okay, may I have another cup of coffee? So this is a formal type of asking for a permission when you use may. And possibility. Now, as we talked about that there's a possibility of something to take place, but in may, the possibility is not very strong. It's a slight possibility. 50-50 chances are there. I may finish my homework. So it is a possibility that I may finish, but I may not also. Right? So the possibility here is not very strong. Okay. For strong possibility, we use the modal that is will. We'll get to it later. Now let's talk about shall. Shall is again a modal. The most important part of this modal is it is always used with first person, I and we. We never use shall with any other person, that is second or third. Shall is always used with first person. But that doesn't mean that only shall will be used with first person. You can use other modals also. But shall has the compulsion that it can only be used with first person. Okay, now shall is used to offer something, to give suggestion, and to ask for permission. Let's see the example for offer. Shall I help you with your luggage? So again, you can see the subject is first person, I. So we have used here shall. And here offering of help is being given. Suggestion. Shall we say 2.30 then? So it's a suggestion. It's being a question. So the person may say yes, we can, or we may not. Okay. Now asking for a permission. Shall I do that or will you? So it's a permission, right? And again, you can see in both the sentences, we, first person, and I again is a first person. So this is a very specific exceptional part that you have to remember, that shall is only used with first person. Some more examples are there. Shall we set the table? Okay. I shall never leave you aside. Now let's leave the third one. Moving to the next one, should. Should is basically and strongly used for suggestions, telling the person that what is right and what is wrong. You should solve this problem. So it's a suggestion. Now, doing it or not is your choice. You can accept it or you can ignore it. But the suggestion is being given by using the modal should. Now, possibilities are also being expressed by using the modal should, that is, fees should decrease next year. So it's a possibility. Okay, it might happen. Moving to the next one, some more examples are there. When you have many classes, you should take a bottle of water. So it's a suggestion, it's a recommendation that you should do this. Again, there is a suggestion, you should focus more on your assignments. Okay, so when you are being recommended, when you are being advised. Okay, let's move to the strong possibility part, that is will. Now, will is used to express your decision. I will do this. So you are strongly telling your decision. You're strongly expressing your decision of doing something. Okay. I can't see any taxi, so I will walk. So you are taking a decision, and it's a strong, unshakable decision that you will walk. When you offer something, I'll do that for you. So you're offering it, right? And promise, or you can say promise, can also be taken as the strong possibility. Okay. That is, I will come back on Monday. So it's a strong promise. It's a strong possibility. I told you, when we use may, suppose I'm using I may come back on Monday. So there's a dicey situation that I may come or I may not come. But when I'm saying will, it's a promise that yes, I will come back on Monday. So will has a very strong possibility. Some more examples are there. I'll call you later. Again, it's a strong possibility. It's a promise. Will you close the window, please? It's a request with uh, expressing the request of something. I loved that t-shirt. I'll take it. Again, a strong decision. Okay, that the person is going to take it. Now, where do we use would, the past form of will? For permission. Would you mind if I brought a friend with me? Okay. Then we have request. Now, request is, would you mind waiting a moment? It's a polite request. Now, you also use would to ask for someone's choice. And would you like to have tea? Would you like to have coffee? So when you're asking for someone's interest, we use would. And if you are inviting someone, would you like to play football this Friday? So it's an informal and a polite way of asking permission, requesting an invitation. We have some more examples here. If I were you, I would not do that again. Now, this is a clause sentence, conditional clause. Why we are calling it conditional clause? Because if has been used here. Okay, so would has been used here to express the conditional statement. Would you like some cake? I told you that would is used to ask for someone's interest. Okay, you are offering something to someone. Now, ought to. Ought to is a very strong suggestion, very strong advice that has to be done at any cost. Fine, like she ought to finish by next week. So she don't have any choice. She has to finish it. Okay, so it's a very strong, you can say, recommendation, which is very hard to deny. And same goes with must, right? So here we have studied about the modals, different types of modals and their uses. Thank you.